More than 120 people have been trampled in a stampede at a satsang in Uttar Pradesh's Hathras on 2nd July. The number of those injured is over 300. Even as the state government has ordered a probe and set up a fact-finding panel headed by a retired judge, this is of little use to the families of those who have lost their loved ones. Hathras is not an exception. At least 2,000 people have lost their lives in stampedes across India over the last 2 decades. What are the steps that can be taken to prevent such colossal tragedies? How to stop another Hathras-like stampede? News9 Plus Decodes. Let us get to the root of the problem. The site of most of these stampedes has been religious congregations. At a lot of times, the perpetrators of these crimes, self-styled godmen and organizers of religious discourses, get away lightly. Do law enforcement agencies go easy on religious leaders? The past precedent appears to suggest so. For example, the organizers for the Hathras satsang had got permission for just 80,000 people to assemble there. However, more than 2.5 lakh people turned up. That is 3 times more than the capacity permitted by the local administration. Was overcrowding the biggest reason for the Hathras stampede tragedy? Well, no. Another reason was lack of planning and inadequate exit points at the makeshift pandal. Two-wheelers, bikes and scooters were parked outside the only exit point. The pouring rain led to sludge forming at the paddy fields at the venue of the religious congregation. Of course, the frenzy for the darshan of Bhole Baba and the urge to touch the soil where the godman walked worsened the situation. Who is the biggest culprit? The blame cannot be entirely put on the organizers of the satsang. Part of the responsibility has to be borne by the administration. Even they are accountable for not ensuring the implementation of measures that need to be put in place for huge religious gatherings. What are the best solutions to prevent stampedes? Local officials have to ensure the people who turn up for these congregations is within the number approved. This has to be strictly adhered to. Entry and exit points at such satsangs must be multiple and wide enough for the volume of crowds. A control room must be in place for live monitoring of the crowds in case any mishap happens. Enough medical backup and emergency services along with oxygen cylinders must be in place. A public address system must be used along with other crowd density monitoring measures. The local administration must ensure large numbers of police are available to stop unforeseen situations spiraling out of control. The government must ensure exemplary punishment for those responsible for stampedes. Religious leaders or local administrators must not be spared the rod. The vicious cycles of stampedes in India must stop.